And I'm falling in like with a player who plays for the Pittsburgh Pirates, not necessarily Paul Skeens. They have a 19-year-old who hits bombs. And we'll talk about that coming up. How long is – every time you see a player with certain franchises, you go, well, he's not going to be there very long. What's his name? Konnor Griffin? Konnor with a K from Mississippi?
That is right.
Do we have one of his home runs that he hit yesterday?
We sure do.
Okay. You know, I love the sound when Ohtani hits a home run. Jock Peterson was another guy that it just sounds different. Well, listen to this kid.
Another fly ball here for Konnor Griffin. That is up towards the green monster and long gone. Second home run of the game for Konnor Griffin. If you don't know the name yet, you will soon enough.
So they're wondering if he's going to make the team? He should hit third.
He bats seventh in the lineup, and it sounded like somebody got shot. When you hear it, play just the sound again, Marvin. Wow. He's 19. He's 6'4", and he's a shortstop. He also steals bases, and you know, when you start to think about it, I grew up in an era where the Reds and the Pirates, you know, the Dodgers, they were the class of the National League for the most part. And you knew they were going to be there in the playoffs every single year. The Reds and Pirates, they had battles. And, you know, that's long gone. And you had We Are Family. You had the Big Red Machine. You know, certainly the Dodgers with, you know, Garvey and Say and Lopes, Russell. And I miss that. Now, the Dodgers, of course, aren't going away. They are the preeminent franchise. But with Cincinnati, you're kind of on the cusp of making the playoffs every year. The Pirates, just a curiosity when Paul Skeens pitches. But you do have talent there. I just wish you could keep the talent there. And I'm not smart enough to know this, but could I get some kind of equity group to come in and say, how about we spend money? Almost like the collectives that you have with college athletics, with football, where you say, hey, we're gonna spend $35 million. You know, look at BYU spending all their money on basketball. There's certain, you know, Liberty did this with their football team. Could somebody do that with the Pirates? Come in and say, all right, give us 48%, 49% of the team, and we're going to make this a powerhouse again. We're going to keep all this talent here because it's a wonderful stadium. You stay in downtown, you walk over the bridge, and it's a great, great ballpark because it took in the vista, it took in the city. But, you know, I can't help but watch and go, you know, Roberto Clemente is not coming through the door. Or if he is, he's not staying long. Or Stargell or Al Oliver, Rennie Stennett, Manny Sanguillen. I mean, there's so many great, great players who played in Pittsburgh. And I thought of that. This is a 19-year-old kid. I don't know if he's going to make the roster. He was the minor league player of the year. And what's his future? At what point do you say, I'm going to trade Paul Skeens? What can we get for Paul Skeens? Well, you get more draft picks, and then you start over again. Are you going to get a chance to play in the playoffs? Because I think if you're a Pirate fan, or, you know, it's like the Steelers. Hey, we had a winning record. Well, that's not good enough. But for the Pirates, if you have a winning record and maybe you get a chance to play in, you know, the playoffs, you would accept that. With the Steelers, no, we win championships. Well, the Pirates won championships. But it just feels like two different avenues because you have a salary cap in football and you don't in baseball. But I don't know if you could have an equity group come in and go, you know what? We're going to spend. We're going to keep our talent here. In fact, we're going to go out and get some players here. Yes, Marvin.
Konnor Griffin needs to be on the cover of the media guide right now. I'm printing out jerseys with his number and name on it all right now.
Well, you got to make sure that he makes the roster.
Who's going to be in front of him?
I'm just, you know what? It's spring training baseball.
Sorry, I got passionate about the Pirates.
Yeah, spring training baseball. Garth Brooks got a base hit, I think, in spring training, didn't he? Remember Charlie Pride? He was African-American country singer.
Switch hitter, too.
And he could hit. I think he had a base knock, maybe off Jim Palmer. Can you check that?
Checking.
Did Charlie Pride have a base knock off the Baltimore Oriole Hall of Famer Jim Palmer? I got to get a life. Yes, Paul.
So this kid, Konnor Griffin, with a K, when I saw that, he's got to be an SEC baseball player with that name. He was committed to LSU, of course. He's from Mississippi. He hit .537 in high school. He was also the best pitcher in the state at 7-1, but he doesn't pitch anymore.
Yeah, but why not? Why not? Here's your Ohtani.
Yeah. Kotani.
Let's go. Oh, bloop, bloop. Yes. And his first name begins with a K, striking out people. But he's 19 years of age, and he hit 2 bombs yesterday. Play it one more time. See, now that sound I like, unless I'm a pitcher, because when you hear that sound, you go, God, I'm giving up one, and everybody heard that I'm giving up one. It's not one of those, that might be, it could be. It's like, how far? Yes, Eaton.
That's one of the worst things when you're pitching in a baseball game is you throw a pitch. Oftentimes there is a 0.25 of a second where you think, oh crap, because you see where it's going, and your last memory is that sound and the trajectory of the ball going off the bat into just a horrible direction. And you just stand there like, oh God, do I even want to turn around right now? This is awful.
And Greg Maddux once told me, I said, what's a home run sound like? He said, a car crash. Yes, Todd.
If you were pitching and you heard that sound, are you more likely to turn around and watch it, or you don't even want to look?
If I know there's a home run fence, then no, I don't need to. Unless you go, man, I got to admire that. Because, in a conversation with Maddux, I said, would you rather give up the one that goes 301 feet and just trickles over the fence, or goes 450? He goes, 450. He said, hey, I'll admire it. But, of course, he didn't give up many home runs. He could say that. But, man, I love that sound. Yes, Paulie.
Are you more bothered by the Texas Tech rims or in love with the Konnor Griffin home run sound?
Well, I'm going to go positive. I'm going to skew positive. But, man, I got to tell you, though, I turned off the TV because of the sound of the rim last night. Terrible. Terrible.